Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the TruShield aluminum hard roll-up tonneau cover fitting 2019 to 2024 Ram 1500s without the Ram box or multi-function tailgate option. If you're looking for an easy way to add some additional protection and covered storage to your Ram, then look no further. This option offers you all the benefits of both a soft roll-up and a hard tonneau cover, combined with durable materials and easy use at one of the best prices in the segment. Adding a tonneau cover addresses one of the only real issues with having a truck, and that is the lack of covered weatherproof storage space, aside from the cab of course. And when there are plenty of options for fancy retractable covers or soft roll-up covers, this one that we have here combines some of the best aspects of both. Now as the name says, and as you can probably tell, this is a roll-up design. So it's going to make for easy use, and it means that the entirety of your bed space will remain usable whether you've got this on or off. When you do roll it up, unlike folding covers, this one is going to stay out of the way and it's not going to really restrict your rearward visibility. In fact, this is only unrolled a very little bit, and you can see it's not very tall off the top of the table. So again, not really going to restrict rearward visibility if you need to run the truck with this fully open. This one also features a pretty sleek design when it's rolled out and covering the bed. It's very low profile, and it makes for a bit of an aerodynamic bonus too, since covering up the bed may help increase your fuel mileage slightly, since it's again going to smooth out the airflow over the rear end of the truck. But perhaps the best part is that this is really just going to protect the bed of your truck. It's going to help keep dirt and moisture out of the bed because you've got all this thick weather stripping all along the edges here, and these panels in between are pretty solid too, so you're not going to get water ingress too. Now, I like to say that none of these are really truly waterproof, but they are weather and water resistant. Also, being the fact that this is a hardcover all the way through, this is going to be a little bit more of a deterrent for would-be thieves. So if you have something that's valuable that you want to keep in the bed of your truck, you can just put it in there, close this up, and if you can lock your tailgate, which most of these Rams do, you'll have a nice lockable storage space. Plus, this one is super easy to use too. Just need one hand to unclip it and roll it back up. And really, once it's installed, that's a very simple process, which we'll show you when we get it on our truck here. Construction is also a highlight. The rails, the frame, and the panels are all made from extruded aircraft-grade aluminum, meaning that they are strong and durable while still being pretty lightweight and easy to handle. Now, this thing is a bit of a bear to get up onto your truck. I would recommend having another set of hands to lift it up, but once it's on there, it's just going to roll up nice and easy. As you can see, I can do it pretty easily even here on the table. Everything is finished in a black powder coat as well for stealthy good looks and some additional protection against corrosion, so you're not going to have to worry about this bubbling up or getting rusty or looking kind of ugly after a while. And unlike a traditional fabric or vinyl tonneau cover, this is going to wear a lot better too. Now, the kit also includes a lot of weather stripping. Most of it is already installed in here, and we've got some additional weather stripping on the rails, plus some Velcro to keep this in place. And you've even got integrated drains on here as well. So you can set this up to drain any water out. As you can see, all that's going to funnel itself right out through the drain holes at the edge. It's a pretty nice cover overall, especially given what you got to pay for it. As for that price, this one is going to come in at about $950, and that makes it one of the least expensive hard roll-up tonneaus on the market, and it's going to far undercut the retractable ones with similar benefits. You're getting a really nice quality item here, and for the benefits that this can provide, there really aren't any drawbacks, so I'd say this is definitely a worthwhile upgrade if you've got the room in your budget. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should only take you about 30 minutes to complete. This is a totally bolt and clamp on setup, so there's no need to drill or make any permanent modifications to your truck. And everything you need comes included in the kit, making this an easy one to tackle at home. The only thing I will say here is that you might want to get another set of hands to help you get this into place, because it is a little bit of a hefty bugger to get up there. Once you've got it on though, this is a very easy setup. So enough of me talking about it, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the install process.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, scissors, and a 17mm socket. What's up guys? Today we're installing a tonneau cover on our Ram, so let's get started. Now before we start installing our side rails, we're gonna have to lay down this weather strip across our bulkhead here. So you're just gonna peel back the double-sided tape backing. You're gonna start right at the edge of this plastic cap and work your way over to the edge of the other plastic cap. Now grab a pair of scissors because you might need to trim a little bit of excess off that other end. Now for demonstration purposes, we're not going to be sticking this down, so we're going to move on to the next step of installing our side rails. So now we're going to mount up our driver's side rail here. This is going to sit just like this. You're going to have this bracket with the 2 holes in the front of the bed and facing inward. And then you're going to use your clamps. This side is going to go up behind the lip of the bed rail. And then this hook is going to go right into this slot here. Now before I get that installed, I'm just going to press my drain tube onto this fitting back here while we have a lot of space to work with. Now you can just put pressure downward on your drain tube while you twist it back and forth to get it over that barb. And then once it's nice and on there, raise your rail up. And we have this hole right back here that we can run our drain tube through, and that'll drain outside the bottom of the bed. And then press that rail all the way up against the front of the bed. And then grab your clamps. Slide the back underneath the bed rail first, and then slide it into the groove and just hand tighten that bolt. And then grab your other clamp and just go down towards the rear. Hand tighten your bolt to get it to hold. And then just get everything lined up and take a 17mm socket, tighten down both your clamps, and do the same thing on the other side. So now I've gone ahead and lifted our tonneau cover up onto our side rails, and now we're ready to install our 4 bolts. We have 2 slots here on the passenger side. You're going to send 2 bolts down that way and keep 2 bolts over here, and then we'll line it up with our bracket and bolt it down. So get it in there, and then just slide it towards the other side. And then keep 2 over here. And then I'm just going to slide those bolts the rest of the way down, and then we can fold this over and get those 2 studs to go through our bracket.
So now we have our bolts through that bracket, and we just have our strap that we're going to have to add. Now the folded over side is going to go up towards the tonneau cover. We want this flat side facing down. So slide that over your studs, and then grab a flat washer, a lock washer, and a twist knob. Thread that onto that bolt, and then just do that same thing on your other stud. And then do that same thing on the other side.
And now you can grab that strap you just installed and flip it over your cover and hook it on. And then you can fully roll back your cover and tighten up on that pull strap and do the same thing on the other side. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the TruShield aluminum hard roll-up tonneau cover for your 2019 and newer Ram 1500 without Ram box and multifunction tailgate. Thank you for watching, and for all things Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.